Okay, we're going to do a little blink sketch here on this. This is the standard, very first thing that most people will do on the Arduino. I'm using an Arduino Nano. It's the same thing as any of the other Arduinos. It just happens to be one that'll fit onto a breadboard. We are going to be, the standard blink sketch turns pin 13 on and off. Whenever I'm wiring up one of these things, the writing on the board is a little hard to read. I like to have a printout of a page that I found online that shows real easily. You can see pin D13 is right here on the end. So we're going to hook the positive side of this LED. Remember, the positive side is the longer one, to pin 13 there, and then the negative side is going to go to ground, but I can't quite reach. Ground is over here, so I'm just going to jump through this spot here. Oops, darn it, can we get in there? And then I'm going to use one of the, if you're going to be doing some breadboarding, these things here are awesome to get. You can get like 50 of them for a couple of bucks on eBay. They make it super easy to wire things up on a breadboard. So I'm going to jump into there, and ground here is the fourth thing from the end on there. So now we have our circuit. I think the circuit on their page has the resistor on the other side, so the resistor would be there and the LED is there. It actually doesn't make any difference whether the resistor, for this circuit, it doesn't make any difference. Sometimes it will make a difference. For this circuit, it doesn't really matter whether the LED is hooked to there or the resistor is hooked to there and the LED is later. Now we're going to go to the Arduino page. I've already highlighted this code. This is the blink code. You can see up here they've drawn on the Nano or on the Uno or any of the standard Arduinos. It's a little easier to wire up because those two plugs are right next to each other. Yes, on theirs they show the resistor plugging into there. Again, it doesn't matter which one of these is on top. So let's copy and switch over to the Arduino and paste it in here. So it's just defining that the LED is on pin 13, and then in the setup runs it sets pin 13 to an output. It can be either input or output, and then when it gets into the loop here, it just writes a high, which is positive voltage, out to that pin, waits 1,000 milliseconds, which is 1 second, writes a low, which is 0 volts or thereabouts, and then waits 1,000 milliseconds. Then it just keeps doing that over and over again. So we're plugged into the USB cable here, and what we're going to do is push this button here, which compiles it up and will upload it. So I'm going to click that, and you'll see some light start to blink here as it's uploading the sketch, and then it just automatically starts running, and there we go. You notice that there's also an LED here on the board. Most Arduinos do have an LED between pin 13 and ground. Again, they also have there's a resistor somewhere on the board. So you actually can blink an LED on this board without hooking up an external one, but our whole point here is to get used to building circuits on the Arduino. So that's the end of that little thing. On to bigger stuff.